We are here in our new boat. Very exciting. Hi, I'm Becca.
And I'm John.
This is Luna.
And this is Hopesend. We freshly showered. Cold shower. We haven't figured out what's up with the water heater.
Or if it even exists.
Or if it even exists. I think it exists. Luna's going crazy, pacing back and forth because our boat has exploded. Our U-Haul has exploded.
Into our boat.
Everything you see here, literally, came off of a 33-foot boat.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's from our storage unit.
That was like one of like two things. And that, don't mind that, that's some dirty clothes. That's not too full. But this aft cabin, queen size bed, jam-packed full. And we still have stuff outside. We are going to take the U-Haul back to the U-Haul place. Hopefully we didn't overstay our U-Haul rental. It was like 4 days, but then we're going to
get some food. I'm so excited, so hungry. It's been a long day. Little spazzy one over here. Yes, little spazzy one.
He's like, I don't have any room to run around, guys. You teased me with all this room, and now it's back to like our other boat. I don't like it.
Well, the thing is that she was so happy in this boat compared to the Daler, and not that she wasn't happy in the Daler, just that like she didn't have enough room to run around and walk around and all that stuff. And then she got here and we were wondering how she was gonna do it on a new boat, and she was like, oh my god, I have all this room to run around. She was going in all the cabins and playing, and now she's just like freaking out because she has no room to walk. And yeah, so
hello everybody, status update. We still have a lot of stuff. We've unpacked most, at least in here. Our stern cabins are chock full of stuff. Becca and I are currently working. I'm gonna take a lunch break to go get some propane because we have a portable generator that runs off of propane. It's dual fuel, but we need to run that because we have a little bit of solar on the boat and a lot of batteries. So we can use a lot of the battery, but the amount of we're using it consistently with working and charging laptops and all of that stuff, we're just slowly just whittling down, and we don't have enough regeneration to regenerate all those batteries. And the batteries are kind of hooked up in a weird way. I'll get into that later once I figure out what the heck's going on, but firing up the engine will only charge certain batteries, but not other batteries, and our inverter is running off one battery but not the other, and some of them are tied together that shouldn't be. So that's a project in our near future, but we are going to take a dinghy. We got our old dinghy hooked up to our new motor. She's got some new shoes and scoots pretty well, so I'm gonna stay here while Becca does some stuff around the boat.
What? I was just to talk about what I'm going to do around the boat.
No, you don't have to.
Okay. Very tired.
We were both tired, and in the midst of firing up the motor real late at night yesterday when our low voltage alarm went off, I dinged my foot on an anchor that we still haven't put away, a spare anchor, and then turned around to then catch one of our railing wires that has been unhooked on the foot, and I face planted our table pretty hard. I got a pretty big old bruise probably forming right here. Thought I broke my jaw, but I didn't. I hit hard. So I'm off to get some propane. Hope we have enough gas to get that. I think she might be out of gas. We're out of gas. Oh boy. We need to get this one hooked up to external fuel tank, which we have, but we have for our 2-stroke, and this is a 4-stroke. Oh, let's whip out the oars. So we just got 1 gallon of gas for a dinghy, and living on a boat, you kind of forget that shoes are a thing. So we're just gonna go through Home Depot with no shoes on. How dirty can Home Depot's floor be? Yeah, there's a first for everything. We got our propane tank. I hope it fits. I think I looked up online what these 20-pound cylinders usually take, and it's like 17 inches and a little bit. Our space is about 17 inches and a little bit, so it might be close to fit. This is just temporary because it's a cheap option. We don't want to keep a steel tank. We want to get aluminum, but they're just wicked expensive. Nobody questioned that was in feet. Cash register lady kind of like looked at me and like smiled a little bit. She's like, yeah, no worries. Here's your propane. I'm like, okay, cool. If you ever want to go into Home Depot, probably get away with no shoes. Don't recommend it though. Very heavy objects, very dangerous, slippery floor. And it was raining. Oh, this is gonna hurt. There's where I park our dinghy. There's a car over there. There's the Marine Center. It's a nice little restaurant. And right now, there's rising tide. That will almost be level. It rises about 6 foot here. Quite a bit. Higher if it's a full moon, but tides are new to us. That was sketchy. Real slippery and I'm barefoot. Look at that little guy. That's neat. There's Dink with her shiny new shoes. Ooh, you got a bit of water in here. Rained a bit. Hug the shore because that gets real shallow real quick over there. I think our floor is leaking air. That's a bummer.
Okay, so we got to the state of New York, specifically Long Island, last Sunday. Sunday was the day that we technically moved on to our new Beneteau. Since then, we've been doing pretty good living on our boat, full time out in the mooring field. It is now Friday. So it's been almost a week. We just hit the tipping point of our batteries. We do have solar. The solar is not charging the batteries enough. The generator is not charging the batteries enough. And the engine is not charging the batteries enough. There's actually some more in-depth stuff going on with that, but we can get into more detail later.
Because we don't even quite know what's going on. We're kind of just guessing based off of the voltage readings that we're getting, because each battery has a voltage meter, which is nice. So we've been able to see what chargers have been doing what to what batteries. And our house bank, which everything is tied to, toilets, lights, everything, is only and can only be charged by our solar, which is only like 200 watts of solar, and we're really only getting like peak 100 watts out of it. Like right now, and it's like open sky, pretty sunny.
So the sun is out today, which means our solar is doing a lot better, but for longevity of our batteries, it's still not doing the best. With that being said, we
need more solar.
We need more solar. That is the goal.
Short term, we bought a battery charger, so that way our generator can at least charge that battery, because we didn't have a battery charger on that battery. So we got to install that.
And our battery's to the point where our refrigerator would not start. It would short cycle, and that means that it was not working. It was not getting enough power. We determined that it was the battery and not just the refrigerator unit, and everything in our refrigerator has gone bad. So that's fun.
On the next episode of Hopesend, I play with electrical spaghetti.
I don't even know if these are live or not, but
Luna goes for a dinghy ride, and Becca finds a building.
That building.